going to talk about how to find the equation for a line. So to start, we need to review the different formulas that we have for a line. The first is called standard form. Standard form of a line is how you're normally going to see a line written in a book. AX plus BY equals C. A, B, and C are all standing for actual numbers. So in this situation, basically all that's happening is that your X's and Y's, your variables, are all on one side together, and your numbers on the other side. The most useful form of a line is the one we've been using already, the slope-intercept form. I say that it's the most useful because it's the one that we're going to use when we go to graph a line. It tells us important pieces to the line, like where it crosses the y-axis and what the slope is. Y equals mx plus b. So in the slope-intercept form, the only difference between this and this is that we've gotten y by itself. We moved over the ax, we divided by the b. So helpful to remember that the slope is the m, and the b stands for the y-intercept. And an intercept is where something crosses. So this is where this line crosses the y-axis. Another equation for the line is the point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Each of these are going to be useful depending on what information is given to us as far as getting an equation for the line. So suppose we're doing a problem where we're given the slope and we're given the y-intercept. So we're given m and b. All that you need to do then, plug m and b into your slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Then turn that form into standard form by getting your y and your x together. Turn into standard form by moving the mx over and by getting rid of any fractions that you see. So let's do an example. So m equals 1/3, b equals -2. So the first step is to plug m and b into slope-intercept form. So y equals 1/3 x minus 2. That was pretty easy. Now we're going to move the x's over to get it into standard form. That leaves us with -1/3 x plus y equals -2. Now, standard form doesn't like to have fractions, and so to get rid of a fraction, we're going to multiply through by 3. You could also multiply through by -3 if you prefer to start with a positive number. So I'm going to do it that way, but it doesn't really matter. So the 3's cancel, leaving us with x. -3 times y is -3y equals -3 times -2 is +6. So this line's answer in standard form is x minus 3y equals 6. Let's try another. So our slope is -2/5, our y-intercept is 4. So first, plug them into slope-intercept form. So y equals -2 fifths x plus 4. Next, we want to get our x's and y's together on one side. So we're going to add 2 fifths x to both sides. Then we need to get rid of that fraction. So in order to get rid of the fraction, we're going to multiply by the denominator, which is 5. And remember that what we do to one thing, we do to everything. So 5's cancel here, leaving us with 2x plus 5y equals 20. And that's our answer in standard form. Another type of problem, we might not be given m and b specifically. Instead, we might be given a point and a slope. So as you can imagine, given a point and a slope, we're going to use point-slope form. So we're going to plug in our point and our slope, and then we're going to transform the equation into standard form. So here's an example. So we have the point 5, 1, and our slope is 2. Remember that point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The x1 and the y1 are the coordinates for our points. The ones don't matter, they're just subscripts. They're there to keep us a little bit organized. So y minus our y1 value is 1 equals, our slope is 2, parentheses, x minus our x1 value is 5. So now we have the equation in point-slope form. To turn it into standard form, we just need to get the x and y together, get the number on the other side. So we're going to start by distributing. Y minus 1 drops down, 2x minus 10. We're going to add 1 to both sides. Y equals 2x minus 9. You can see now we're already in slope-intercept form. So to get from slope-intercept to standard form, subtract the x. Negative 2x plus y equals negative 9. You can leave it like that, or you can multiply through by negative 1. That gives us 2x minus y equals positive 9. Either one of those would be acceptable. So let's do another. So our point, 5, negative 2. Our slope is 1/3. So again, first step is to plug it into our slope-intercept form. Sorry, not slope-intercept, point-slope form, excuse me. Our y1 is negative 2, so y minus negative 2, don't lose that extra negative, equals 1/3 x minus 5. Minus minus means plus a plus. Now we're going to distribute. So the y plus 2 drops down. 1/3 x minus, remember when you're multiplying a fraction by a whole number, put the whole number over 1. Just multiply across. So we have y plus 2 equals 1/3 x minus 5/3. Now before we go ahead and move the x and the 2 and get the x and y together, it may help you to get rid of the fractions just because those are sometimes make things a little bit uncomfortable. So multiply through by the denominator, which is 3. Everybody gets a 3. So it becomes 3y plus 6 equals x, because the 3's cancel, minus 5, because the 3's cancel. Now this will probably be a little bit easier. Subtract 6 from both sides. 3y equals x minus 11. Then move your x over. This brings us to negative x plus 3y equals negative 11. And again, you can multiply through by negative 1 if you prefer. Make that x minus 3y equals positive 11. Either one of those are good enough for standard form. Now the last type of line that we might get, the last pieces of information that we might have, is instead of being given the point and a slope, we might just be given 2 points. We know from graphing in previous sections that you need 2 points to graph a line. So if we're given 2 points, we can get the equation of a line. So if we're given 2 points, step 1, calculate the slope. So remember slope formula? Change in y over change in x is the slope formula. Once you have slope, choose one of the 2 points you're given. It doesn't matter which one. Choose a point and use point slope form, just like we did in the previous examples. Then remember to finish it up, transform your equation into standard form. So let's try an example. So we have 2 points, the point 1, 3 and the point 3, 7. First we're going to calculate slope. So remember the slope formula, y minus y1 over x minus x1. Choose one of those to be our y. I'm going to start with 7. So 7 minus 3, because I chose 7, I have to choose the 3, minus 1. 7 minus 3 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2, my slope is 2. Once I've calculated my slope, I choose one of those 2 points. Since I know that they're both already on the line, it doesn't matter which one I choose. So I'm going to go ahead with this one since the numbers are smaller. There's no other real reason for me to choose that. Point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now I plug stuff in. So y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 1. I'm going to distribute. Y minus 3 drops down. 2x minus 2. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Y equals 2x plus 1. And I'm going to subtract my 2x. So negative 2x plus y equals 1. Remember, if I don't want to start with a negative number, I can multiply through by negative 1, which gives me 2x minus y equals negative 1. So now you've seen the 3 different ways to create an equation for a line given certain information, and you're ready to do some problems.